Hey, Golden family. Welcome to May. I'm excited to talk to these four women because they are doing something incredible. Welcome to the Code M podcast. And today I'm talking to the Sister Ring, which consists of four amazing women. And I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Kate.
Kate McGarry.
Okay, then we're going to go to Lois.
I'm Lois Deloach.
And then Nina.
Nina Freelon.
Okay, and Dr. Lenora, you're last.
Lenora Zenzele Helm.
Love the name. Love the name. And so, our May issue is all things women. And it's just poignant that I'm talking to you guys because not only are you all women, but you came together to create something incredible, which is, I think, tremendous because we need more of this in American society. How in the world did four jazz women, because you're all jazz musicians, correct?
Yes.
How did four jazz musicians decide to bring your talent together, share the same space for one cause? So who can speak to that?
I can. We all are sisters who live in the same zip code, and we followed each other for decades and known each other in different configurations for decades. And we were all at one of my performances of all original compositions. And there was like a Q&A at the end, and we, got together with the audience talking amongst ourselves. And then afterwards, we talked together and said, we should really think about putting our minds together around our own compositions. And, we chit chatted. And later we came more organically together at each other's homes. I don't remember which home we were at because we often hang, together, and talked about doing a project together. That was the genesis of it, but
Okay.
it happened very, very organic.
That is outstanding. Now, when I did my research on you guys, the sistering, it's such a beautiful thing and it means so much, very profound. How did you get the name the sistering? Anybody?
Sistering is a construction term, and I was looking and waiting for Nina because I think we saw of ourselves as sisters in song, and as we were thinking about ourselves collectively and individually, this term sistering came up, and I think Nina was the first to sort of bring it to the group. It's that construction term, and it was apropos for us because we have been genuine friends for many years and a part of each other's lives and part of the construction of each other's professional personal lives. And just that meaning that, you are bolstering, strengthening each other. And so I think it was just the perfect term. I believe that Nina was the first one to sort of utter it. And we thought, that's just perfect. So that's how I recall it came to be. And it just fits us perfectly because it is a verb. It's an action word.
Yes.
It's not just something that is passive or just a noun. We are actively sistering each other, as Lenora said, for decades. So I've known Nina now 35 years or so, and Lenora 20 something years, and Kate going on 20 years. And so we have constructed this life together and separately, and now it's come together in just a magical way.
Nina, can you add to that? Where did you come up with the term the sistering?
Well, I live in a construction household. My husband was an architect, so these things are in the atmosphere. Sistering is a term that means, in that industry, two strong beams, one on either side, that support a weaker structure. And so I thought, how fabulous that we take a term from a completely different field and apply it so perfectly to us.
Wow. That just makes it that much even. I don't even have a word for it. It made that even better knowing how powerful that word is somewhere else, and then the context that you're using it to kind of define how you guys have come together. Thank you for that. That is incredible.
Thank you.
Wow. So I did read the bio where each of you contributed to your latest project, right? So how did you decide, was it, hey, you write what you want and then bring it to the table? How did you decide what songs to put into the project?
I'll
Kate?
speak to that. I think because we're all composers and we've all been composers for 40 years. So we all have a lot of material to draw from. And we left that free and open because this is a collaboration. It's not a group. It's not it's not something where we're all trying to
Mhm.
meld our sounds together. We're really here to just bring whatever stories feel most salient to us right now to the forefront and to make a platform for them to be heard. And it just happened to be a happy coincidence that all of the songs end up having to do with family and with the roots and with growth and with becoming who you came here to be. And I think that's something about us being women of a certain age. We've all had very rich, deep lives, and that shows up in the writing, and that those are ways that our paths just naturally cross. I
Yes.
think, yeah. So
Can I tell you what I liked about the songs? In today's world of auto-tune and perfection, when I listen to the music that you guys have created, it feels authentic. I'm not hearing it anywhere else. And I feel full because the songs have meaning. The way you sing them feels, God, mothering, if you will. I'm trying to articulate my thought, but I felt, the joy of music from yesterday, blended with the music of today. It felt really, really authentic, and it's different. I mean, I know I'm listening to you when I listen to it. Is that on purpose?
I don't think we thought of it in those terms, but we wanted to have the genesis of the music be created from the core of ourselves. We're at
Yes.
that place in our lives where we have come full circle about all of the ways of being a woman in the world.
Hmm.
So the songs are about lifing. The songs can be mothering and fathering at the same time because we
Yes.
have been required to be uh, both sides of ourselves, of the mother principle and the masculine principle and the feminine principle.
Can,
And
can
the
I
words
clarify something? 'Cause I don't mean to say mothering as much as nurturing.
Yeah.
nurturing, good,
Be-
good, thank
because
you.
when I listened to it, it felt like I didn't know I needed it.
You
Like
know,
when I was
What a
listening
great
to it, I
compliment.
didn't know I needed it.
yeah.
and
That's a great
Brad, that is the utmost compliment for us, because for us this is storytelling, and we're at a phase in our lives where we have grandchildren, we have younger ones in the family. We want to share stories, document experiences in a way that is meaningful and that connects and that is authentic.
Hmm.
It's not something that's fabricated. It's the hopes, it's the dreams, it's the love, it's the loss, it's the ambition, it's all of those things. And it's really the griot. And in fact, we are also part of a griot society in a way. And it's that it's taking advantage of this point in our lives. In fact, our Jazz Education Network
Okay.
workshop was called Four Wise Women,
All right.
uh, passing on. We're embracing the fact that we have something to say.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to make sure that you understood. I was trying to see, okay, let me find a better word to define what I was listening to because, man, I mean, different is so important in music. I don't know if you guys saw that rap fell out of the top 100 late last year in terms of the being in the top 100 on Billboard. I think that might be okay. I think we all need a little diversity in our music. And so when I was listening to the song on Spotify, I was like, wow, this is something my soul needed, and I really did not know that I needed it at the time.
It is a
So with
mothering principle to
okay,
feel that, like, it's okay, I didn't take offense at all.
okay,
You
okay.
know, we embrace all of the ways that people articulate how it impacts them and how it feels as you're hearing it. Um, but there wasn't any predestined idea about, oh, let's do something that's nurturing, mothering, fulfilling, gratifying, not like rap, not like this. We really were coming from a very um, authentic place that needed to have a full expression, and each
So
person
it is
resonated with the other.
okay. Am I calling this jazz or is this something else?
I don't need a title.
I don't need a genre
Okay. All
at all.
right.
I mean,
Okay.
think, I think you called it something you needed. That's
Mhm.
good enough for me.
Wow. Yes.
First
Mhm.
day. And
Mhm.
I think we get so genre specific here: rap, soul, R&B, and the meanings become less and less important the further we go down the line.
Mhm.
Because music is music. There are two kinds, according to Duke Ellington:
That's right.
the kind you like
Okay.
and the other kind.
The kind you like and the other kind. Okay.
So it's fine. It's fine. I think we are genre busting humans,
Okay.
and it's so apropos that you're celebrating us during Mother's Day and your mother's issue, because jazz is a mother. Jazz is the mother of many musics.
Wow.
Indeed.
We are proud to stand in that gap, saying we are improvisational humans.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Jazz is our first love, and what you hear is what you get, darling.
Oh
And
man.
it is exactly what you need, according to Brad.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell you, like I was sitting there listening. I'm like, I need to be in a smoke filled, dark. That one candle sitting at the table. You know what I mean? My girl sitting right next to me, and small stage with four musicians, and the do. You know what I mean? Like it's the kind of music where when you leave, you feel fulfilled because you saw a performance. You guys were able to give me that on video and on Spotify, and I'm trying to figure out how did I just leave a live concert and I wasn't there.
Mhm.
That's what you did for me. So if
Love
you can
that.
do that over video or digital or whatever, I can only imagine what it would be like to see you guys in person. Are you
It's church.
touring?
It's
It's
church.
It's the freedom.
yes.
It's the freedom we have earned
Mm.
through the trenches of the work we've done over the several decades, and in each in isolation in our careers, and whenever we cross pollinated. So what you're hearing, when you sit with your grandmother or any of the elders, and they go, "Yeah, baby, all right." There's so much packed into a
Hmm.
that we can't help but sing and engage in that way when we're performing. We definitely are touring. We definitely have right behind us the Carnegie Hall concert that we had
Okay.
April 1st. And we have some things ahead of us. And we're really grateful that people want to hear us and are looking for where they can hear us next.
Uh,
Oh, look at that. And
Streaming everywhere.
Codem family, we are going to put links in the bio of the podcast where you can see the YouTube video, and then you can go and either buy or find their performances because I have your website loaded up, and I look forward to finding you guys somewhere around the country. Are there any plans to continue to do this after this project?
I hope so.
I hope so. I mean, Sistering is a record. It is a movement. We are working on a songbook of our original compositions, and we're also working on a film, because
Really?
this kind of engagement is so rare. It's strange, but it's so rare that I'm just saying four people, not four women, but four people in the
Mhm.
same instrument would choose to do a project together, that it was worth documenting. How did we do this? What is the why?
Mhm.
And so the process of putting the record together and all of that, we've recorded that. We're just still seeking funding to bring the documentary to life. And it's applicable to all people. It's not just a feminine thing. It's a human thing. And when we acknowledge our mother, our sister, our daughter, we do good for the whole planet. So this is definitely for our men to
Yes.
understand how to honor and acknowledge and see women at all ages, not just the young, nubile feminine, but also the crone, which we are fabulous crones.
And Nina, you're saying everything I was thinking, because if my soul needed it, everybody's soul needs it. And I agree with you. The fact that four women people came together, it speaks to what we need right now in society. If you take a look at kind of how we're living in isolation, we're not calling each other, we're not seeing each other like we should. And then you come in and you understand the concept of why you guys came together. And then once you hear it, not only did you come together, but you created the togetherness in your music, which is unheard of, that you were able to accomplish everything you set out to do. And more importantly, it resonated with me, the effort behind the purpose, right? And so I think I was floored because I felt it. I didn't just hear it, I felt it. Who can speak to that a little bit in terms of the feeling of the music? Okay.
Yeah, I think something we have in common is a basic value in life of making community, of strengthening community, of gathering, gathering hearts, gathering people together, and it feels like this is what I notice when we come together. Whoever's in the room feels this kind of container that is really powerful and nurturing and also energizing. And so I think we all share that desire, and that's kind of how we live our lives. And so it's natural that it would happen in this group, and to just that it becomes more amplified and even more powerful because of all of the strength of each individual poured into this container. Just makes something that is really limitless. And that's been my experience of being with these three amazing women, is that any limits that I have around my mind of what's possible, it's like, just forget it, because there's no, there's so much yes. And that makes things that you never dreamed of possible.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about your superpowers. So I want to go around the room a little bit and find out a little bit more about each of you individually. So Nina, let's start with you. How long have you been a jazz musician?
Jazz chose me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Over 40 years ago. I mean, I started off listening to my dad's music. He loved Count Basie, he loved Duke Ellington, so I was exposed to the music, but I didn't self-identify. I thought of it as my dad's music. But when I decided singing is what I had to do, that's why I came to this planet.
Okay.
This music called me by my very own name, called me by my own name. And so that's been 40 some odd years.
That's incredible. Lois?
Wow. I from a rural background where music was so much a part of everything we did. My family had a band. We had all kinds of music in the house. I started writing from the time I was a kid. So writing and composing was always my heart. And I felt so blessed that I had a voice that people would at least tolerate, so I got to sing. So when I got away from the church choirs and the college choirs and all that, and decided to step out into music, the composing was really what I wanted to share the stories, and started immersing in jazz. Frankly, in my early college years, hearing people in the local area, including a very young Nina Freelon, who was, similar. It's been an evolution, but I've been immersed in music, and jazz has always been a part of traditional Black music. Is what's always been my focus.
That's beautiful. Okay, Kate, how about you?
Well, I got into jazz when I was in high school. I come from a big family. There's 10 of us, as there is, and also Lois's family. We share that in common. And but we were singing always, and my parents sang to us, and it was, the people's entertainment. It wasn't anything about, having the spotlight. It was really just a way to calm and connect. And so I remember distinctly starting to hear jazz. I think it was Keith Jarrett was maybe the first album I had, My Song, and feeling like, oh, here's a music that can contain all these different parts of my being, all the nuances and the things, the seeming contradictions, and that the music itself was just so large and so generous, and I felt called to it in that way. Studied Afro-American music and jazz was what the degree was back in the 80s at UMass Amherst, and Archie Shepp was one of my teachers there, and Max Roach and Billy Taylor. And I really got some wonderful mentoring from, the whole community of jazz musicians there. And it's been 45 years just doing this work, and not with the particular goal in mind, just more, it's a life, of creating, and of just letting that music come in, the lineage and the history of it, and then seeing how, what's in here, what needs to be said, and letting that back out in the most authentic way I can.
That's awesome. Okay, Lenora?
Well, I decided to be a musician at 8 years old when I was in a talent show in elementary school.
Wow.
When I was a young woman, a young girl, my father was a painter, and I would sit on his lap while he painted. He was an oil painter, and he would play jazz music. So I share that with Nina, that it was my dad's music, but I self-identified in jazz in the high school band I was in. And after, we did R&B and all that kind of stuff. And after rehearsal every week, the other guys would put on jazz records. So I heard John Coltrane's Nancy with the Laughing Face. And I heard the Lady in Satin album, Billie Holiday. And it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. And I was like, what is that? I want to do that. I want to understand what that is. Ended up deciding that jazz was my music at 15 years old, and going to Berklee College of Music in film scoring. So again, like my sisters here, decided that composing was a focus for me, and ended up graduating with the film scoring degree and taking my attention toward writing and arranging as a singer. I wanted to be that kind of singer who could lead a band or could write for an orchestra, etc. So it was always part of my identity once I decided that it was jazz, that I was a jazz composer.
That is beautiful. Beautiful. Now, does anybody play an instrument?
Mm-hmm.
I play piano.
Okay. Okay. Play piano, Lois?
Yes.
Piano too?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Nina? Wow. So does piano, because all four of you play piano, is that, did you learn piano before jazz, or did you learn it with jazz?
So, well, for me, I first learned to play on bass guitar, just some basic bass lines on my bass guitar, and I had very little formal training. So now I will not accompany myself in a jazz concert, but I typically write on piano, and I used to play for a junior choir many years ago. So I play piano, but I am not a concert pianist. Let me be clear about that.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm an arranger's piano. I use it as a person too, as a vehicle for my ideas, etc., and rehearsing choirs, etc. But you will not see me soloing on a bandstand for a gig.
All right. So I was on the website. I understand the purpose of the sistering for any young woman, young female out there, because you guys, I've heard a couple of you say, it chose me, I didn't choose it. I heard my dad listening to jazz. What would you say to a young person that's like, they don't know they're following in your footsteps? Maybe their dad is playing it, mom is playing it, uncle's playing it. They feel it, but they haven't really chosen it yet. what do you say to that young person out there that needs a reminder, if you will, that it's possible?
It's a place to come where
I
there
would
are real
say
stories and
listen
you can
wide.
identify
Sorry, go
yourself.
ahead, Lenore.
It's a place where you can identify a story that you can align yourself with. I had a
Okay.
10-year-old come to me for voice lessons, and I said, Why are you attracted to jazz? And she said, I love the stories
Yes.
in the songs.
Yes. Yes. And Nina, what were you going to say?
Just, just that being open, listening. A lot of people say they don't like jazz or they think they don't like it. And it's not based on reality. It's based on some notion that this is what jazz is. And so therefore I don't like it. So
Hmm.
listening widely to see what it is that moves you. Is it the story? Is it the melody? Is it, just what is it? Music should move you. It
Yes, I
should
agree.
change you on a cellular level. So whatever that is, it's fine. I think we have a wide open opportunity here with so much music available to us in a recorded form, much more so than years ago,
Mhm.
where you can listen to things across genres, not in your language, different rhythmic approaches, mixes of this and that. And it's such an exciting time to be alive and to be a listener.
I
Mhm.
agree with you. You know, the one place that I struggle that I didn't know I struggled is everything sounds the same. And they offer us so few choices of music today
Mhm.
that when you hear difference, it's much more appreciated. So I didn't know when I was talking to Carolyn and I said, okay, we will do the interview. I'd never heard the music, right? But when I started listening to the music, I was like, wow, I need this because it's different, it's original, and it resonated on a level that I didn't anticipate. And so I thank you guys for pulling yourselves together, sharing yourselves with the music listening audience, and really probably impacting somebody. Um, I don't want to say by accident, but somebody's probably going to listen to your music and go, I'm born again. I'm rebirthed. And I don't mean literally born, but I'm back encouraged. I think that's kind of what your music does is it re-encourages one more day, keep going,
Mhm.
call a friend I didn't call,
Mhm.
go see somebody I didn't see,
Mhm.
get motivated again. I mean, like that's kind of what it did and does for people who listen to it
Begin again.
and begin again.
That's right.
Yes,
Well,
yes, yes.
Brad, I'd love to add one thing. You were talking about young people, and I know for me, one of the things that really brought me into the sphere of wanting to be a musician was going to hear live music, and that's where the magic happened. And I'm always so grateful that my mother and my parents would take us to the Irish pub. They'd take us out to the wherever any kind of live music was happening, and we would just
Mhm.
soak that in. And so for young people, that's what I would really suggest to them is go out and listen to live music, go to different things and see what engages you, what pulls at you. And you might find, oh, wow, I didn't think I liked jazz, but I'm totally transfixed by this music. And so let that happen. Use live music, and that's where the real stuff is.
It really is. It really is, Kate. You hit the nail on the head because I think the beginning of getting back to seeing live performances for some people might start with your records because
Mhm.
that's what it feels like. It feels like you're right there in front of me, and so I thank you for that. Man, it's been such a good half an hour talking to you for. I'm excited for you, Codem family. If you like what you're hearing, please like the podcast. Again, we're going to put the links, Lois. We're going to put the links to your music in the bio, so people can literally just click and go right to the YouTube song, or they can go over to Spotify and just punch in the sistering. Your song is right there. And I say Happy Mother's Day to you if you're moms.
Yes,
Happy
thank
Sisters Day
you.
to you if you're sisters.
Yes.
And next conversation, I'm coming down to North Carolina where it's warmer.
That's
We'll have this conversation in person. And so I
Thank
thank you
absolutely.
again. Yes, yes, yes. I thank you so much, guys, for your time. And with that, I'll give you back the rest of your day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Brad.
Brad.
We're going to
Bye,
use that.
sisters.
Okay, so